You're listening to the Discerning Leader Podcast, brought to you by Leadership Transformations, the podcast that helps you practice a preference for God.
Today's Holy Week reflection features one of our team members, Suze Skinner. May this reading from the Gospel and an excerpt from Outstretched Arms of Grace anchor you in the story and events of the final week of Jesus' life, his death, his burial, and resurrection.
Hear the word of the Lord, a reading from Matthew 21, verses 1 through 11. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. And if anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. "Say to daughter Zion, see your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" And when Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, "Who is this?" The crowds answered, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee." And now a reading from Outstretched Arms of Grace. A borrowed donkey as the chosen form of transportation for Jesus to enter Jerusalem? Yes, as it was prophetically foretold and now fulfilled in their midst. "See, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." With Jesus' specific instructions about how to secure and use the animal, he sat on the cloaks of his disciples on the back of a donkey for his triumphal entry. Can you imagine this scene as Jesus entered the city from the Mount of Olives? People began to gather and spread their cloaks on the road, in addition to those who spread palm branches. "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory to the highest." Nothing could keep them from their exultation, including the Pharisees in the crowd who urged Jesus to rebuke and quiet his disciples. But he replied, "If they keep quiet, the stones will cry out." "Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David," they exclaimed. And the crowds continued, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee." And their shouts of joy filled the city streets with delight. Everywhere Jesus went on the humble foal, he was greeted with wonderful acclaim. The crowd was thrilled with his arrival, and they didn't let the stones do the crying out. They were determined to be the ones who gave voice to the Hosanna greeting he certainly deserved.
Thank you for listening to the Discerning Leader Podcast. To learn more about how we can help you become a discerning leader through programs, events, and resources, visit leadershiptransformations.org. Be sure to consult the program notes for today's episode. Remember, a listening leader is a discerning leader. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Discerning Leader Podcast.